So I just wanted to get this out before I begin. First, I might be doing something that isn't DLC related for a future video. If you guys are interested in me sharing my thoughts on certain topics, then I hope that you do stick around as I'll be doing just that. And for the first video of that, I'll be talking about something I had in mind about the anime Darling in the Franxx, which I can already say that I'm already scared to do, but I wanted to try something new. Plus, this thought has been really bugging me for a while. Also, I'll be putting the Natsuki route on Blue Skies on hold as the demo for Exit Music Redux is coming out, and as much as I want to do her route in Blue Skies, I also want to see how Exit Music Redux plays out. So I hope you guys do stick around, and love you all. Let's begin. Which one? Oh god. Okay. Okay. I'm still shocked that that was correct. What? I thought that was... For a second I thought that was serious. Almost there. Last one. Which one? Nice, okay. Just a few days ago, I never would have thought that I'd look forward to an extracurricular so much. And here I am, back for another club meeting and anticipating new antics from everybody. The usual scene awaits me as I step into the club room. Hi, Midas! Hey, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. Is that so? But it's nice to see you so cheery. Anyway, what's new? We've got some exciting news! The whole milk thing. The student store sells a new brand of strawberry milk now. I saw it when I passed by on my way here. I should have known not to expect actual news from Sayori. I don't think I've tried that yet. I don't know, strawberry milk is usually too sweet for me. What? But it goes well in bread. Sayori, you could eat a pack of raw sugar and you'd still say it's not sweet enough. Not an exaggeration. Seriously though, it goes really well with bread. The milk is sweet, but it has that unique tart strawberry flavor that's eased by the richness of milk. When you pair it up with fresh bread, the sweetness is spread out even more, so it's just the right amount of flavor. Wow. When did you become Gordon Ramsay? When did you become Gordon Ramsay, rather? I'm a food expert, so you should trust me on this. I mean, given how many snacks you eat every day, I don't doubt that you know your food well. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, meanie. So I'm a meanie for giving her a compliment. Anyway, aren't you hungry now? Talking about food always makes me hungry. Now that you mention it, maybe a little. Great! Let's go to the student store and buy snacks together then. Now I see where she's playing at. I raise my eyebrow and Sayori notices. Midas, why are you looking at me like that? Well, Sayori, I have a nice suspicion that you're only trying to convince me to come because you don't have any money. Or you just want me to buy you a snack. What? I would never do that! Oh, really? Then let's see your purse. Your purse. Come on, let's see it. Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens it and dumps its contents onto the desks. 2 small coins fall out. Tisk, tisk, tisk. This little rose might have actually worked had Sayori not pulled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of time she managed to trick me to buying her another ice cream. I guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori. No, where did you know? Now what would you like to know? Let's just call it intuition. In response, she sticks out her tongue at me. Typical. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't know that she was eavesdropping. Looking over in her direction, I catch her peeking over the top of a book. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in the book. Yuri? Then Midas let me borrow some money. It's none of my business, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. Wow, isn't that a little harsh? I'm only messing around with Sayori after all. Nah, that didn't mean that. That came out much harsher than I intended. Sorry, Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with a strand of her hair. I apologize for how I've been acting lately. It looks like she still might be a bit ashamed of how she acted yesterday. You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself. There's no way you could think that after. You were right though. I shouldn't trick people into buying me things. Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri lets out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hand. Even the way she laughs is so shy and proper. Is this mischievous behavior something Sayori used to display as a child then? Yeah, although back then I fell for it time and time again. You wouldn't believe how much candy Sayori managed to call me out of. Oh, don't make me out to be so sneaky, Midas. Although those candies are so good. I'm surprised, Sayori. Coming from you, I guess there's a little devil inside of all of us, isn't there? What's going on here? Oh, nothing much. Sayori here was just up to some mischief. Oh? Yeah, she tried to trick me into buying her a snack. Nay, that's not true! Monika smiles wryly and turns to me. I'm assuming this isn't the first time? Well, you'd be right. We all share a chuckle at that. Well, except Sayori does. Everyone except Sayori does. Nah, you guys are being really mean. Okay. We're sorry. But you didn't bring this upon yourself. Yeah, I know. But in my defense, I'm really hungry. Well, Natsuki chimes in. If you're really that hungry, we can have this if you want. She offers up a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches that out of her hands. Thank you! Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. You're good! Sayori clasps her hands over her mouth. Ha! You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. Choose this chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I give you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you share this one with me. Hehe. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches out to nudge Sayori off her. Mom. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Nay! Did you seriously just do that? Not full, Sayori shots away to safety. Yuri, Monika, and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff? Sayori, you shouldn't do something like that without permission. Monika scolds Sayori. I know. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It was so good! Hey! Everyone but Natsuki chuckles. These things happen a lot now, Monika. A bit too much to be honest. Don't worry, it's all in good fun. Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food. Oh, calm down, it's no big deal. Natsuki paused in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Even Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet and Yuri's already lost in her book. So, you ready? Huh? Oh, right. I wasn't expecting Natsuki to want to start reading so quickly. Not that I wasn't looking forward to it. Well, let's get going. Alright, I'll follow you. Natsuki silently walks over to the closet as I trail behind. You're gonna like this volume, Midas. All that overarching thought you've been wanting finally. Monica! What? Is something wrong? He glanced inside the closet and immediately noticed a problem. All of Natsuki's boxes are sitting on the top shelf. Did you move all my stuff again? How about that? I think she got mad because of how much room your stuff was taking up and moving it around. I was going to try and put it back, but I didn't have enough time this morning. Sorry. That's just great. Natsuki attempts to reach the top shelf with little success. She moves around some of the school supplies on the lower shelves to make room. There. That's plenty of room. I'm moving these back down. I notice a collapsible stool hanging on the side of the closet wall. Here, use this. I take the stool off the wall and hand it to Natsuki, who quickly props it up and hops on. The stool is just barely high enough to allow Natsuki to retrieve one of her boxes. She uses her fingertips to inch the box towards the edge of the shelf. Once she gets a good grip of it, she quickly hops off the stool. See? Easy! Natsuki holds the box up triumphantly before placing on one of the lower shelves. Do you want me to get the rest of them? I can handle it myself. I just need something taller. Natsuki pokes her head out of the closet and scans the room. All the chairs are attached to the desk, so it'll be impossible to get them in the closet. Aha! She heads for the teacher's desk and retrieves the computer chair sitting behind it. I watch as she wheels it into the closet and proudly hops on. I told you I didn't need your help. I'm perfectly capable of doing this on my own. This computer chair is on wheels, it swivels from side to side as Natsuki stands on it. I wonder how did you not see that, Natsuki? Steady, steady. Natsuki clearly doesn't want any help, so I just idle in the doorway of the closet and watch. She shakily grabs boxes and places them on the lower shelves. And here it is! Natsuki pulls out the Parfait Girls box set off the shelf. She then opens the box and digs around it with one and while holding the box with the other. Suddenly the chair starts to give under Natsuki's feet. Yeah! I rush over to Natsuki, placing my hands on the back of the chair and propping my foot under one of the wheels. Luckily I managed to steady the chair and prevent Natsuki from falling off. Manga on the other hand. In the box! Oh. This is new. This wasn't in the original game. Okay. I feel books showered down on my head and I thought they fell on the floor. Yeah, it fell on us. The hardcover's leaving a painful bruise. Natsuki quickly jumps off the chair. God, look what you did, Wow! You're blaming me? What I did? You made me drop the books everywhere! You would have fallen off the chair if I didn't save you. I'd rather have the books fall on you. I'd rather have the books fall on me than you falling on the floor. It would have been fine! Natsuki turns back to the closet as if reflecting on the events that just occurred. When she turns back, she lowers her head. Okay, maybe it did help me from falling. So, thanks. You're welcome. Now we should probably clean this mess up. We both get on our knees and begin cleaning up the spilled manga novels. Luckily, none of them got damaged in the fall. There are only around 15 or so books, so we finish fairly quickly. Once everything is back in the box, Natsuki puts the box back on the shelf, but not before I snag the second volume. Still wanna read? I hold the book up. The expression on Natsuki's face is priceless, and I can't help but smile. I mean, why wouldn't you smile? It's freaking Natsuki. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with this manga. Natsuki was right, and it gets really good in the second volume. I was right, wasn't I? Yep, that was pretty good. Told you so. Okay everyone, it's time to share poems again. I sigh. Guess we'll read some more later. You sound like you're excited. I am. I give Natsuki a wave before heading back to my seat and grabbing my poem. Same order as always. Hi again, Midas. I'm trusting that the club's been doing you well? Same answer as yesterday. It's nice to hear. So how's the writing going? Alright, I guess. Just alright. No. I guess I should say that it revolutionized my world and brought color into my previously lifeless life. Well, I say that, but the club, if not the poetry, really has made my days more interesting. Okay. Can into the sarcasm, mister. At least you're not hating on it though, right? Nah, it's been an interesting experience at least. Gives me a new hobby to do. I'm happy that you're applying yourself at least. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. I got my poem to Monica. Alright. I can see that you put in some good effort there. You wrote it in the same style as yesterday, huh? Guess so. No need to look so nervous, I was just saying. Natsuki must have rubbed off on you. I mean, it's only natural that someone's writing style would rub off on me, given how much time I've been spending with all of you more experienced writers. That does make sense, but if that's our logic, then it should be 1/4 Monica's, 1/4 Yuri's, 1/4 Sayori's, and 1/4 Natsuki's, I guess. But I wouldn't want you to feel forced to imitate everyone's styles just to pander to us either. So just write however you want. Anyway, Natsuki's poems are cute because they tend to put an emphasis on meter, rhyme scheme, and simple, straightforward words. These all contribute to giving her poetry a more sing-song quality. You could say that their poems become almost musical with their inherent beats. Of course, the words she uses are usually just plain cute as well. This is all just to say that your poetry has the same qualities. I guess I do some of that stuff. I just like playing around with the syllables and trying to get my poems to flow. That's definitely one of your main differences between poetry and prose. In poetry, you're able to come up with how you want words to be said and even perceived. And speaking of flow, have you ever noticed that rap is kind of another form of poetry? It is. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, I guess song lyrics are just another form of poetry. Especially rap, since they need to focus on wordplay and fitting lines to rhymes. Rhythms, rather. I actually used to hate rap music. Why? Well, I don't think that's too uncommon a sentiment. Yeah, fortunately some of my friends got born into it and helped me keep an open mind. It might sound silly, but I wish I had a rapper in the literature club. I just think it would be really interesting to see what they can come up with. Are we gonna get the rapper Monica? Can I get the rapper Monica? If I find any rappers, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, you wanna share your poem with me now? I think it's about time to let your poem shine. Sure thing, Midas. I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Really freeform too, if that's what you call it. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. Oh, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing that I've never really seen before, I guess. The other girls don't do this stuff nearly as much as you do, at least. Yeah, you could say that they're a bit more traditional when it comes to the structure. But I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. It fragments everything and leaves a dissonant tone with the reader. I see. I guess that there's a lot of things you can do with poetry. Definitely. Poetry is very much an art form. You're meant to craft poems using never-before-seen combinations of words to interpret the world around you. You really love poetry, huh? Maybe you should write a poem about poetry. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, it's still a hard time for me to tell what your poem's about. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's one last writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're too afraid that it's not good? Now, we've only had the experience that at this point, with the poetry discussions and all, but it can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. If you find other people who enjoy writing it though, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling that your writing is good or okay or bad, then I want to focus more on everything that went into it, and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. That definitely is more helpful. Getting real criticism and feedback rather than just empty words. I guess I really hit the mother load with the literature club. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Sayori's next. I can't help but say that Sayori Natsuki's words are... Some of them are... I don't know, you can relate to them, to both of them? Ooh, I really like this one, Midas. Better than yesterday's, huh? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. That's not very helpful, you know, Sayori. Sorry, I'm probably not the best person to get feedback from. Monica once told me that it's impossible to really rate a poem because they're so subjective. So just judge poems through my heart. I guess I'll look for how the poem makes you feel. I hope that helps. Sort of. I guess some feedback is better than no feedback, right? Right. Speaking of feedback, do you want to read my poem now? Sure. I remember like little Christmas thing with Sayori. That's really cute of us. Wow, Sayori. I didn't expect this at all. Did you really write this? Of course I did. Remember, I'd said I'd write the best poem ever yesterday? Well, here it is. After all, Monica has taught me a lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. So that's what this poem's about. I suppose that was obvious. Like Yuri or Monica's poems, Sayori's are relatively simple to figure out. So if I interpreted this correctly, you're basically doing everything you can do to keep your friends happy. Yay, you got it! I really enjoyed writing this one, because getting your thoughts out onto paper and turning them into a poem, it's like magic. Well, I think it's amazing. You should be really proud of it. But thanks you, Midas, and that means a lot. I didn't think that it was that good though. Nah, it's great, seriously. I can't help but notice that the latter half of the poem is quite not cheery. In fact, it's somewhat alarming, a very dark contrast from the cheeriness I'm used to with Sayori. Although maybe I'm looking into this a little too much, but the end of the poem is pretty dark. And you said you've been in touch with your feelings recently, so I'm just checking, is everything okay? Well, of course, silly. I forgot to tell you, I really like writing about bittersweet stuff. I wonder how Sayori will play out in this route. Stuff that isn't just happy or just sad. A mixture of the two. And this poem shows what I mean. It's just my writing style. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Well, either way, I'm glad that you're enjoying writing so much. I hope you keep it up. Good to have a hobby. Of course, and hopefully you also stick with it. So look forward to seeing all the poems you write in the future. Well, no guarantees there, but just from seeing the passion inside your eyes, it's hard to be pessimistic. Who's next? I'm sorry if I offended you. God. Eh? I said that Natsuki's fighting style wasn't the best, but it seems that you prefer that style to mine. So in a way, I was saying that your writing style is bad as well. Yuri, that's a bit of a leap. I hope you can forgive me. Yuri, it's okay if you have an opinion. That doesn't make you evil. I should have known this would happen. If I tried to prepare my words, I would just sound awkward and weird. But if I just try to speak my mind, I come off as unfiltered and people dislike me anyway. So please don't force yourself to be around me. I know this is what Monica wants, but it's clear that you'd be happy if you spent more time around the others. Yuri, please, you don't have to pity me, it's okay. Besides, I have my books with me. They'll never abandon me or leave me alone. What the heck is in this dialogue? Oh my god. Yuri! Already you're this sad? Yuri. They're all I ever needed anyway. Yuri shows me a plaintive smile before turning around and heading back to her own I really didn't mean to upset her, but no matter what I say, she won't listen to me. Yuri. She really does seem to think that I hate her, although I couldn't be further from the truth. What? We do? I sighed a minute. Wait, did I read that right? She really seems to think that I hate her. Although that good. We hate her? All I can do is accept that that's how she is. If she actually wants to be alone, I'll have to respect that request and leave her be. God, I feel so guilty. What? I didn't expect that. My goodness, Yuri. I can't read. God, that took me by surprise. I didn't think Yuri would be that upset. Or even upset for that matter. I thought she would just be sad. Natsuki reads my poem. By now, she had to read it at least twice. Is everything alright, Natsuki? Yeah. Natsuki looks down at my poem. It's good. Okay, really good. There, I said it. That was the problem? Or what's the problem, rather? That wasn't how it was supposed to go. I was supposed to be the pro. You were supposed to write like me. Instead, you just... Natsuki's voice trails off. Natsuki, I do write like you. Huh? My style is heavily influenced by yours. Did you not notice that before? Natsuki reads my poem once more. Her face turns completely red as she reads. And once she finishes, she looks down at the floor. Natsuki, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Not only is your poetry good, but you also fight against the trend of normal poetry. And you fight pretty hard. That alone is pretty impressive. Don't sell yourself short. You are the pro. I'm just trying to live up to your skill level. Natsuki takes a moment to digest what I just said. Really? Really. Thanks. No problem. Now let's see your poem. Yeah, sure. And the fact that Yuri thinks that we hate her and then she might see this. Yuri. So, what do you think? I mean, it's well written at least. I'm not sure how I should confront Natsuki about this. To say that she still holds a grudge from yesterday would be an understatement. God forbid Yuri see this poem. I hope that doesn't change, like she doesn't show Yuri her poem because... I'm really worried about Yuri. That's a given. But yeah, you could say that I was inspired. It really felt good to pound sound out these lines. Poetry is an amazing emotional outlet, you know. Uh-huh. Anyway, I can't wait to show Yuri this poem. Oh, hold on. What? Natsuki, do you really think that showing her this poem is a good idea? You're really going at her throat with this. Don't you think that you should work out your issues with her? Yeah, well, she never tries to see things my way. So why should I? I think that's the wrong way to go about this. Relationships are a two-way street, but people have to work to make things right. Why don't you try being the bigger person and just talk to her first? But I already know that she's not going to try. She's always so preoccupied with looking complicated and smart. It's clear to me that she doesn't care if anyone can understand her, including me. You can't understand if you don't even try. She might speak using a more complex vocabulary, and she may have mannerisms that seem strange to you. But from what I've seen from the both of you, she's more similar to you than you might think. That's... Aren't you judging a book by its cover right now? But whatever. You can't hold this grudge forever, you know? At least think of Monica and Sayori. Fine, I won't show Yuri my poem. Are you happy? I won't be happy until you try to talk to her. She's not going to bite, Natsuki. Alright, I get it. I'll try to talk to her sometime. Thanks. You're gonna do the club proud. Shut it! But you know, I'm glad that we share a similar writing style at least. It's cool to talk to someone who gets me. I've been enjoying sharing with you. So consider yourself lucky. Alright, I will. I'll be looking forward to tomorrow. Same here. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? Actually, Natsuki and I haven't shared yet. Oh no, I can feel the storm raging on. Or coming on. Yuri hesitantly approaches Natsuki, who isn't meeting her eyes. I'm honestly really concerned about Yuri right now. How will she play in Acts 2 and 3? Considering Natsuki's poem for today, it's no wonder that she doesn't want to share with Yuri. Judging by Monica and Sayori's anxious expressions, they seem to be thinking along the same lines as I am. I can practically see Natsuki sweating pinballs. Meanwhile, Yuri appears to be blissfully unaware of the situation. I'd convinced Natsuki to reconcile with Yuri, but if she sees Natsuki's poem, it's all over. So Natsuki, if I may, how about we do this tomorrow instead? I'm not feeling well. It's my time of the month. I can practically see Monica internally face-palming. Natsuki must have forgotten that this isn't an all-girls club anymore. Is that so? I'm sorry, you must absolutely feel terrible if you can't even share your poem today. You don't need to apologize, it's not your fault. I can definitely share tomorrow. Well, even if you aren't well enough to share your poem, would you like to see mine? I wrote it thinking of our argument the other day. I suppose I wanted to show you that I'm more open-minded than I may have appeared. As a way of repenting. I know it's not much, but hopefully this can contribute to reconciliation between us. Although we may have our disagreements, I would like to consider you a friend. And friends forgive each other. I'm sorry if that's presumptuous of me to say. No, it's not presumptuous of you to say that. Because I'd like to consider you a friend too. So you can hand over that poem then. With a shy smile, Yuri hands the sheet of paper in her hands over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads the poem, her eyes widen. You write using rhyme and stuff like me? You could say that you convinced me to practice adding more lyricism to my poetry. Natsuki looks like she's the speechless one for once. Thanks, Yuri. It's awesome. There's really no need to thank me. Well, I'm really glad I got to know you. And I'll definitely have something that'll knock your socks off tomorrow. And I'll be looking forward to that. I do hope that you feel better tomorrow as well. So you would share your work with me then. Yeah, of course. That was a crisis and a half avoided. I'm really glad that Natsuki and Yuri worked things out. It seems like Monica and Sayori feel the same way. It's good to see everyone getting along. Now that we are done sharing though, I have something to discuss with you all. There's a great opportunity for expanding the club that's coming up. Is this about the festival? You could say that. Do we even have to do something? It's only for a few days. Or only in a few days, rather. It's not like we'll be able to come up with anything good. And that's something I'm concerned as well. With such little time left to prepare, I doubt we'd be able to put together something good enough to attract new members. Yeah, we'll just end up embarrassing ourselves. Oh, don't you worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Nothing more than a few decorations. I can design some pamphlets to hand out at the event and Sir Yuri made posters to put up around the school. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to put on a poetry performance. What? No, Monica, everyone is going to choose one poem or recite out loud. It doesn't have to be written by you, as long as you put your heart into the recitation. Although, of course, it'd be great if you could show off your own work. And the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite their poems too. Yeah, I put a thing in the poster that says bring your own poems. It's gonna be so cool! Sari puts a poster out of her bag and holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? Don't tell me you started putting those posters up already. Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, you didn't even ask us before you started advertising. We never agreed to stand up in front of a bunch of random people and perform our poems. No, I agree with Natsuki. I can never in my life do anything or something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, yes, let's please calm down and take a moment to think about it. I understand that you two haven't had much experience sharing your poems out loud. In fact, we all haven't done that much. But I still think we should try our best. Go around! Monica motions to all of us. We're all here because we have a passion for literature in this club. Don't you want to share that passion with other people? To inspire them to pursue their inner writer? Yeah! It's all about exploring yourself, trying new things, all while having fun! Monica and I nod their heads in agreement. Natsuki and Yuri, on the other hand, remain silent. Guess that means it's my turn to say something. I mean, I don't think it's that too much to ask. As Monica said, we're all here because we care about the club and want to see it flourish. And if all that means is a 2-minute poetry performance, then I think we can manage. So Yuri and Monica's faces light up as they finish speaking. Hey, it isn't like we don't care about the club. It's just, we really have to perform. You know how hard it is to get new members. It's because people are just narrow-minded jerks, they don't even give literature a chance. Who's to say this festival will be any different? I'm inclined to agree with Natsuki. I'm sorry, Monica. I know how much you want to do this, but I just can't imagine performing in front of a crowd of strangers. But at least Yuri and Natsuki have proven they can agree on something. Monica sighs, her eyes close as she rubs her temples. Look guys, I know you're anxious. I understand that, I really do. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous myself. After all, it's my club, so people are going to judge me the most if our performance doesn't go well. Natsuki, if it makes you feel any better, a few of my friends will be coming along. They're all lovely people. They won't judge you for your tastes. I have known them for a few years. Trust me. Natsuki huffs, turning away. She doesn't look particularly convinced. And Yuri, I know it's a scary thought, but I've thought of a way to ease you into it. Why don't we start by practicing our poems to each other in the club? No way! Monica! This is too sudden! Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? But, Monica, there's just gotta be something else we can do. Yuri nods vigorously at Natsuki's words, anxious anxiety written all over her face. But guys... No, Sayori, it's okay. If you guys really think we can do better than the poetry performance, then I'll gladly get along or go along with an alternative. So, any ideas? An awkward silence fills the room. We all glance at each other anxiously before Sayori finally speaks up. Well, we could... Sayori stops and thinks to herself for a moment. Never mind. That wouldn't work. Once again, the room falls silent. Well then, I guess we can come up with something different after all. Monica laughs, attempting to ease the tension in the room. That's not a very good way to ease the tension in the room. I know you guys might be the most on board with this idea, but I think it's our best option. These guys, Please? Can you stop pressuring us? I'm honestly surprised Natsuki's putting up such a resistance. I knew she was a little hot-headed, but even still, I'm not pressuring you, Natsuki. Both of them have raised their voice. Yuri looks a little startled and Sayuri looks anxious to intervene. Guys, please, there's no need to get angry. Can you just discuss this normally? Mono reflects on Sayuri's words, looking a little ashamed of her outburst. Sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice, it's just... This festival is important to me, that's all. Ever since I created this club, I've always wanted to show others about our club. Natsuki. Yuri, I imagine you were a little apprehensive with Midas joined, right? After all, he was an unfamiliar face. She smiles warmly at me. But look, he's integrating really well. She then faces Natsuki. I mean, you two bonded over manga, right? He asked you for recommendations. If I want, I could gather you both share a common interest. Hey, it's not that we bonded or anything. It was just nice to find someone else who likes manga, that's all. Oh, don't you be embarrassed, Natsuki. She shoots a look at Yuri. Of course, how silly of me to forget. Anyway, maybe some of those members might also be manga enthusiasts. Who knows? Surely you'd like to be able to share your passion with other people, right? Natsuki shrugs herself half-heartedly. I suppose that'd be cool. Yeah, Monica beams. See, that's exactly my mentality. Wanting to share the things you like with new people. Yeah, I know, it's just... Are there really no other ideas? I remember poetry performance was a pretty big part of this club. I want to show people what our meanings are really like. If we just gave out posters or showed them our poems in writing only, it wouldn't really be a fair reflection. Seeing that there's no real way she's going to win this, Natsuki sits back and grumbles something under her breath. So, what do you think, guys? For me? For us? Fine. I still don't think it's a good idea, but fine. We'll do it, just stop guilt-tripping us. Phew! Thanks, Natsuki. And you, Yuri? Yuri nervously glances at each of our expectant faces. But Monica, what if people start being inconsiderate and disturb us or laugh? I'm not surprised Yuri's worried about this. Well, don't you worry. If anyone dares step out of line, I'll put a swift stop to that. She has a stern glint in her eye, and I have to repress a shiver. I'm glad she's with us. Yuri looks somewhat relieved, but it's clear that she's still worried. She swallows and nods. I suppose I don't really have a choice, do I? I shake my head. Okay, I'll do it. Yay! That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri! This club is seriously going to be the death of me. I know you'll do great, Yuri, just trust me. But anyway, let's move back onto the main event. While we have enough time, I want each of you to choose a poem of yours to practice reciting in front of each other. Yuri and Natsuki exchange uneasy glances but don't say anything. Don't worry, I'll go first so everyone feels a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Let's see. Monica flips through her notebook searching for a specific poem. Here we are. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. Her eyes moves across the page, sync with her lips. Every word has the perfect amount of emotion put into it, making the poem almost come to life. Her inflection extraordinary. I'm impressed. Judging by a quick glance around me, so is everyone else. Sayuri looks amazed. Yuri has that intense expression on her face that I just don't understand. Even Natsuki's once sour attitude is replaced by awe. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica! Thank you very much, Sayuri. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayuri? Yep! Sayuri jumps up from her chair and takes Monica's place at the front of the room. This poem is called... how did you do it so easily, Monica? Well, try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. I think I get it. Sayuri nods to herself. Anyway, this poem is called ValiantMidas. Sayuri begins reciting her poem. It seems as if her soft voice is a perfect match. As for the poem itself, it has a similar tone when compared to her other ones. It's peaceful yet somber at the same time. Bittersweet, you could call it. Hearing the poem in Sayuri's voice almost gives it an entirely new meaning. I think this is what Sayuri means. I almost read what this meant. When she says she likes my poems. It's like seeing a whole new side of someone you thought you knew completely. Sayuri finishes and we all applaud. I did it! Good job. Sayuri beams as she walks back to her seat. So, who'd like to go next? Natsuki, Yuri, and I all look at each other nervously. I open my mouth, but Yuri beats me to the punch. I'll go! Yeah! Nice! Thanks for taking initiative, Yuri. Yes. Yuri rushes over to the podium, clutching a sheet of paper in her hands. This moment's called. Yuri freezes as she looks up at us. You can do it, Yuri. I just really hope Yuri's okay. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri begins reciting her poem. Her voice is shaky at first, but the more she reads, the more confident she becomes. It's similar to what happens when she gets absorbed in her books. Shy. The apprehensive Yuri I'm used to is replaced by a fierce and confident woman. The poem itself is like a maze in its structure with twists and turns in every line. But Yuri is unfazed and enunciates each word with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. Monica is the first to start applauding. Sheepishly I follow along, and soon the club is filled with the sound of applause. Yuri ducks her head in embarrassment, a shy smile creeping over her face. That was really good, Yuri. Like I said, you don't have anything to worry about. Thank you for sharing. Thanks. Guess Yuri's done for today. So, who'd like to go next? Natsuki? Why should I go before Midas? It's not like I compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Midas lower everyone's standards before I go. Natsuki. Monka hastens to chastise her, shooting me a sympathizing look. That was kind of rude, don't you think? Should apologize to Midas. Natsuki's face turns red as the girls all turn to look at her. I decide to spare Natsuki from the embarrassment. It's no big deal. I'll end up going at some point anyway. Might as well do it now. Thing is, I don't have much of a selection to choose from. I'll just have to go what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I take a deep breath. In my head, I repeat to myself the advice Monica gave to Sayuri. Why do you imagine that you're alone? Like you're reciting it to yourself. Alone. My head is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of being alone. The scene rapidly develops in my head like I'm recalling a recent memory. I'm sitting alone at my desk, the dim light hanging from the ceiling gives me a warmth to the room. Suddenly, it's the poem I had just finished, the ink of my pen still fresh on the page. I pick up the notebook and begin reciting out loud. While I'm not the most confident in reciting, I still try to put energy into it. You can almost hear my voice echoing off my bedroom walls. As I finish, a sound of applause pulls me out of my daydream. I'm back in the club room, standing at the podium with the girls politely applauding at my performance. That was good, Midas. I guess. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. I don't think it's your writing abilities, but you rather lack confidence. And that weighs you down. That's something that will improve over time though, so don't you worry. Okay. Thanks. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. Going. As she says this, Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Stop looking at me! But you're presenting... You don't have to stare straight into my soul though. She takes a moment to compose herself. Anyway, this poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a deep breath. While her voice is unenthusiastic, the poem has a surprising amount of energy to it. The rhymes tie into each other seamlessly, creating a flow that moves the poem along at a brisk pace. The words seem to bounce up and down with the rhythm, seemingly making the poem come to life. It's Natsuki's signature style and that works exceptionally well when it read out loud. She quickly finishes and huffs back as she makes her way to her seat while we applaud her. That That wasn't so bad, was it? She stares at her phone blankly for a second before replying. Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, that's what we're going to be doing at the festival, so do you at least feel confident enough to do it in front of a crowd? I guess. Not like there's any other choice. But I guess it'll be easier doing it in front of other people. I could just put on whatever face I want with strangers. I don't care about what they think about me. But when it's with my friends, it's just embarrassing. But I still hate the idea that we have to perform. She mutters the last sentence under her breath. The others probably didn't even hear it. I knew Natsuki was stubborn, but this is a whole other level. However, it does look like she's getting along with the idea of performing for the festival. At least for now, since she's basically outvoted and can't come up with another idea anyway. That's a surprise. For me, it's the other way around. Having all those people looking at you, judging you. I don't like to think about it. I can relate to that, Yuri murmurs quietly. The thought of so many eyes observing your every move all at once. She trails off, shaking her head. Well, that's just how it is, so... Natsuki sighs in frustration. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. Speaking of which, I want to thank you all for performing. It might be difficult, but now that we have a general idea of what it'll be like, we'd be able to prepare ourselves. Make sure to pick out a poem and show it to me by tomorrow, okay? I'll need to know so I can make the pamphlets over the weekend. I should probably find a different poem to recite. I know you'd prefer if we used our own poetry, but I'm probably going to pick a poem from a poet I like or something. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, Midas. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort into the club. Low expectations, huh? More like any effort put in makes me happy in general. Monica smiles at me and then turns to smile to everyone else. That goes for everyone here. Thanks for going along with these last-minute plans. Anyway, I think that about does it for today. Let's still try and write poems for tomorrow, okay? I know the festival's coming up, but it's been working out nicely the past few days and I'd like that to continue. Tomorrow we'll finalize who's doing what for the festival, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Remember, we have till Monday. It'll be so much fun, I can't wait! We all stand up packing up our things. However, Monica's voice stops us. And guys? She pauses, twirling with a strand of her hair. This club truly does mean so much to me and I really appreciate what you're willing to do for it. You guys are the best. In typical fashion, Natsuki just rolls her eyes. Yuri smiles timidly while Sayori wears a hearty smile. Let's just get this over with. I hope we don't regret this. That's okay, Monica. Nothing to thank us for. We really appreciate what you've made for us. I can't help but catch Yuri muttering under her breath after she says this. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, I love it here. We'll get to spread this cozy little place to other people. It's all good, Monica. Alright. I stand up and grab my bag. While I'm certainly not as enthusiastic as Monica or Sayori about the festival. If I can pull that little daydream stunt again, I think I'll be alright. It's for the sake of the club, not to mention impressing the girls. Once I'm fully packed up, I walk over to Sayori. Ready to go? Yep. Geez, don't you ever get tired of always walking home with Midas, Sayori? What's that supposed to mean? No, don't you mind her. You guys are more adorable than anything. Alright. No need to make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice though. Yeah, I guess. Jeez. Let's just go already, Sayori. Okay. The two of us begin to walk home. A lot has changed in the past few days. Lost in thought, I don't even notice how quiet Sayori's being until we're almost back home. There's a lot going on in the club now, huh? I'll bet you're thinking about all the new vice president duties that you'll have to deal with when the club grows bigger. Yeah. Anything specific on your mind? Not really. Sorry, did you want to talk? I mean, we don't have to if you're thinking about stuff. No, it's nice talking to you. I was thinking about something from earlier. Besides that we, never mind, it's nothing. You're sounding a little like Yuri right now. Yeah, well, I guess I just have one question for you, Midas. What's up? Sarah clears her throat before speaking. Oh. It changed. Before it was Yuri and now Natsuki. So, let's just say that one day Natsuki asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kinda putting me on the spot here. I mean, we're doing a Natsuki route, so I guess this is the only logical choice we can make. Walking up in Natsuki, huh? Why does the thought make my heart pound? Natsuki! I mean, I think I would be afraid of what she'd do to me if I turned her down. Isn't she so cute and fun to be around? I guess so. You admitted it. But that has nothing to do with what I just said. Besides, what's the point of speculating about something that's never going to happen? I don't know. I guess I'd just like to think about how different things could be. Why though? Even if I did walk with her, it's something you'd be replaced or anything. We'd still be friends, right? Right? Sayuri? Sayuri looks distant. I guess. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. Oh no! Why would she ask a question like that? I don't know. Does walking home with me really mean that much to her? If it doesn't, I guess I shouldn't take it away from her. Sayuri and I part ways without saying another word. I reached my house and opened the door. And the fact the music is so sad. Are you upset that Yuri's upset? No, Sayuri's upset. I'm home. No response. I'm alone as usual. I mumbled that part to myself. Thinking to myself as I'm the protagonist of a manga or game, I must be going stir crazy. Mom is still out on her business trip. She's never home anymore. I miss her. But I don't blame her for anything. It's hard enough providing for yourself, let alone a kid. Since I'm alone, I decide to make an instant meal for dinner. Digging through my cabinets, I find some old cup soups. Miso soup sounds good. I unwrap the packaging, pour in some water, and place the meat in the microwave. While it cooks, my mind wanders back to my performance earlier. That daydream was so vivid, so realistic. Can I really pull off that performance again? But this time in front of a crowd? It wasn't even that great in the first place. Just doing it in front of the girls was nerve-wracking. Guess I'm not really used to being around people again. Maybe that's it. Thinking about it, I guess I've been subconsciously isolating myself from people ever since the divorce. Or even, in some cases. I wonder when I started shunning myself. Maybe that's part of why Sayuri and I drifted apart over the past few years. I wasn't intentionally doing it or anything, it just happened. At least, I don't think it was intentional. But I'm glad I got to reconnect with her in the literature club. It's given me something to do, something to look forward to that isn't anime or video games. Talking with the girls has made me more feel appreciated. It's a nice feeling, something that's been missing from me ever since the divorce. Maybe that's why Sayuri likes walking home with me. It makes her feel appreciated. Sayuri. The more I think about it, the more concerned for her I get. She said some pretty weird stuff. But I guess people have their off days. Maybe she just changed a little bit over the past few years. Pretty normal, right? I'd like to think I'd be able to tell if something was up with her. Although given the recent distance, I'm not so sure. Sure, we started talking, but there's a lot of lost time. Maybe that'll change, and we'll go back to how we used to. I hope everyone's alright.